Okay, let's learn about electrolysis. Here's are the learning objectives. Number one, define electrolysis as the breakdown of an ionic compound, molten, or in aqueous solution by the passage of electricity. Number two, describe the electrode products and the observation made during the electrolysis of molten compound. Okay, what is electricity? So electricity is passed from a battery through a liquid, which may be a solution or molten solid. So we involve electricity to uh, process the electrolysis. And then we have some term, and it's similar actually, but yeah, don't get confused with that. The first one is electrodes. So electrodes is the plates that we use that can carry out the electricity into the liquid. And then the liquid itself, we call it as the electrolysis. So electrolysis is the molten ionic compound or aqueous solution of ionic compounds that allows electricity to pass through it. And then in electrodes, we have two types. The first one is cathode. Cathode is the electrode that is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. And we have another one that is anode. Anode is the electrode that is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. But for the types of ion, for the cathode, it will attract the positive charge. And for the anode, it will attract the negatively charged of an ion. Okay, so next, let me show you the pictures for the electrolysis experiment. So we put the electrolytes inside, and then we have two plates here that call as the electrode, and the positive one that connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and then the negative one, we call it as cathode, that is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. And we can see here the negative charge of the ion will go closer to the anode, and then the positive ion will go closer to the cathode. So in electrolysis, when electricity is passed through an electrolyte, chemical decomposition occurs. This involves the splitting up of the electrolyte. Since all electrolytes are ionic, composed of positively and negatively charged ion. So when an electric current passes through the electrolyte, ions in the solution migrates toward the oppositively charged electrode. This discharge of ions at the electrodes result in the chemical decomposition of the electrolytes to form its elements. And then to see in detail, we need to also know the two types of the electrolyte that we use. Now in this session, we're only talking about the electrolytes that is coming from the molten compound. For molten compound, it is pure. It's still in a pure compound that is not contain any other types of molecule. So it's just the positive and the negative ion from that compound. For a binary compound, it's contain only two elements, and it should coming from the metal cation and non-metal is anion. And then let me show you the example for electrolysis of molten lead to bromide. So here molten, so it will convert into lead ion and then bromine ion. Lead that is Pb plus 2 and then bromine is Br minus. It will close to the cation for the Pb plus 2 and then Br minus will close to the anion. And it will go to the cathode and then Br minus it will go to the anode. Okay, and the process happen inside is reduce for the cathode. So Pb plus 2 will do the reduction, and then for the anode, for the Br minus, it will do the oxidation. Okay, so yes, I think that's for today's. So for your improvement, I want you to practice on how to write the other types of reaction. So I'm gonna take the molten of sodium chloride. Please write down the reaction that will produce in the electrolysis of the molten chloride, and we will discuss in our next meeting. So yes, let's close it saying Alhamdulillah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, and see you on my next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.